Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and welcome to the course of Research Methodology. My name is Nareen Farooq Khan, and I'll be teaching you this course. So, today's session is about the introduction that involves some of the basic concepts जो कि एक research student को पता होना चाहिए before he or she embarks on the research journey. So it's important कि कुछ basic concepts की clarity मौजूद हो so that कि research जब आप research conduct कर रहे हो तो there you might come across some of the terms. So if you're not clear about those terms, so your research might not have that kind of impact that it should be having in terms of your understanding of it. So let's dig in. So आज के session में we'll be talking about कि research methodology first of all पढ़नी ज़रूरी क्यों है, why a research student need to know about research methods. तो research की बात हो रही है तो a research student should also be knowing about कि research का मतलब क्या, what is a formal definition of a research. So we'll see about that. और क्योंकि research की जाती है so that you can get knowledge about the phenomena that you're trying to research or you're trying to understand. So we should be knowing also about कि knowledge है क्या, and more importantly हमें कैसे पता चले कि ये कोई एक अगर piece of information हमने ली है तो does it constitute knowledge or not. So we'll be talking about that. And of course we should be knowing कि वो कौन सी sources हैं where as a research student you can get that knowledge from. And that brings us to our last concept, science. Science है क्या, we'll be talking about that in detail in this session. So let's dig in. So first of all, as a research student, why is it important कि आपको research methods का पता हो. तो simple सी बात है कि whenever you're researching तो आपके दिमाग में कोई ना कोई सवाल होगा that you're trying to answer. तो वो सवाल का जवाब तलाश करने में you have to rely on some sort of methodology or method या कोई formal way of doing things so that you can arrive at the solution or the answer to that question. तो उन सवालों के जवाबात के लिए you should be knowing कौन से तरीके मौजूद हैं जो कि आपसे पहले researchers ने इस्तेमाल किए हैं and they are standard in their own field. And you should be, if you know what those methods are and how you can apply those methods, so you are able to answer the research questions जो कि आपसे relevant हैं, relevant to your topic. So that brings us कि the heart of research is all about asking questions. और questions किस किस्म के हैं, normally they constitute के how a particular phenomena works. So it has always been happening कि जो humankind है how the knowledge has evolved और किस तरह साइंस ने तरक्की की है and how we are able to add new knowledge to our already present repositories is because we have been asking questions और उनका आंसर तलाश करते करते slowly जो है ना knowledge has been increasing ever since. And so much so कि अगर आज देखा जाए तो the knowledge is really expanding at an exponential pace. So it's all about it all started with and it still is happening because of mankind asking questions. और वो questions किस किस्म के हैं, how. तो अगर देखा जाए in the beginning the Greeks, they used to ask questions about the phenomena that they couldn't understand लेकिन उनको नजर आता था phenomena. For example कि how does the sun cross the sky every day. So at that time they did not know since they could not understand the phenomena at hand. It's not the sun that is actually crossing the sky. It's something else completely. Lekin as per the knowledge of that era, they could ask this question. Or फिर जो भी at that time whatever understanding that they had or whatever method they had or whatever influence they had, उन्होंने जो explanation उसकी दी वो यही है कि Greek explained the motion of the sun by Helios, जो उनका एक sun god था, and he was driving his chariot across the sky from east to west and sailed around the northerly stream of the ocean at the night. This is how they were able to explain this phenomena. लेकिन the point is they ask question. इसी तरह the other sort of questions are about what will happen. तो इसी की example ले लेते हैं, about the natural phenomena in today's world. So, we are asking question के, I've seen videos on the YouTube. They start with the scientific videos जो कि start होती है question से, and something like that कि what will happen if the earth stops revolving, ठीक है? तो and then they answer that question कि क्या क्या factors हैं जो कि हो सकते हैं if this is to happen. इसी तरह another question could be how this happen, और इसी scenario में the question would be how the universe will end, and there's plenty of theories available in the physics की दुनिया में जो कि इस how के question को है ना answer करती है. और इसी तरह अगर हम लोग सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग की बात कर लेते हैं, the word question will be what will happen कि अगर आप पहले से कोई phenomena understand कर रहे हैं and you're investigating it and already there is evidence available या knowledge available about a particular algorithm, और वो एक खास किस्म की आपको quantitative expression देता है, आपको खास किस्म का जवाब देता है, तो maybe your question would be what will happen अगर आप वो algorithm A को किसी algorithm B से जो है ना वो replace कर दें, तो what will be the outcome of whatever phenomenon that you're trying to understand. इसी तरह how वाले जो questions, and that could be something like that कि you're trying to create a new algorithm from the scratch, right? And your question is आप वो काम कैसे करोगे? How would you arrive at how you will be able to arrive at the outcome where you have the new technique available or the new algorithm that you're trying to make or trying to design, how you will arrive at that. And more importantly, questions such as why. Now, why questions are actually the essence of science, where you're actually trying to understand the cause and effect relationship. Newton actually asked this question. We all know that वो बाग में बैठा हुआ था and all of a sudden the apple fell to the ground, और उसने यही पूछा कि why is that so? Why the apple fell to the ground? And the answer to that question actually led to the 3 laws of motion जो हम लोग न्यूटन के बारे में जानते हैं. That is his contribution, just because he asked that question why. Again, over here we need to, as a research student, we should be very very clear about this thing कि जो why सवालात हैं, to some extent science की दुनिया the research that we know of, which is a scientific research, वो answer करती है. असल why के जो जवाबात हैं, why सवाल के जवाबात हैं, science can't answer, ठीक है? Because science does not consider metaphysicals to be one of the fields. Although अब थोड़ा सा they are scientific दुनिया में जो है ना religious studies या metaphysical studies हो रही हैं, लेकिन अगर specifically speaking about science जो कि traditional science है, it does not involve metaphysical studies. और metaphysical studies वो हैं जो कि physical दुनिया से beyond जाकर होती हैं, something that we cannot use our senses to interact with, which are religious study. So the actual why का answer है, that is in the metaphysics. The religious studies are able to answer the why question. और religious study में भी आप देखें एक ये सवाल है, for instance, why are we here? Humankind, irrespective of the any race or ethnicity or any religion, क्यों है इस दुनिया में? We cannot, the science cannot answer this question. And why is that so? Because I think, this is my personal belief, कि this question actually transcends whatever elements we have in this universe. यानी कि why are we here? हम उसको आंसर तभी कर सकते हैं अगर हम तभी होते जब हम नहीं थे, right? So it transcends our time here on earth. We've been here 4.5 billion years हो गए हमारी दुनिया को बने हुए, पूरी यूनिवर्स को बने हुए 13 something 14 billion years हो गए, ठीक? तो ये जो सवाल है ये से बियॉन्ड जाता है, यानी कि वी weren't even here 4.5 billion years ago. हम जब यहाँ नहीं थे तो we cannot answer this question as per science, क्योंकि science entails कि आपको as we will see कि the only way, one of the ways or one of the basic ways you can know something is through our senses. तो जब हम नहीं थे we did not have those senses and hence we cannot answer this question. Anyways, other sort of question that mankind has been asking is why and how. So we all know about the story of the Wright brothers कि उन्होंने देखा कि परिंदे उड़ते हैं, and they asked this question why they are able to why they are able to fly, and they try to find out the procedure, or they then again they ask another question कि how they are able to do that. और इस सवाल के जवाब में they were able to answer this question, और इसकी एप्लीकेशन क्या हुई कि उन्होंने प्रोटोटाइप बनाई that eventually led to the construction of or the invention of the airplanes. So research में the research methodology will help you ask those questions जो कि mankind has always been asking. और जैसा मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया, it is these questions जो कि human mind के अंदर आते रहे हैं, and the answer to these questions were able to expand our knowledge जो कि हमें different fields में at this point of time available है. And these questions, asking of these questions is really important क्योंकि यही constitute करती है what research is all about. और asking question entails that कि एक human being या एक researcher के अंदर एक element मौजूद हो, that is the curiosity. And see this, Einstein understood this thing, and he said that, and I quote, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Okay? The day you stop questioning is most probably is going to be the day that you're going to be stop learning, and जो knowledge की acquisition है वो for you or for the person who stop questioning वो stop हो जाएगी. So then he goes on to say that curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in the awe when he contemplates the mysteries of the eternity. So he even went beyond whatever he had at the present, or उसने ये वाली बात की if you cannot contemplate पूरी दुनिया में जितनी भी mysteries हैं, तो if you do not have that curiosity, you cannot contemplate that. And if you have that curiosity, you will be in awe of all the mysteries that are surrounding our existence. And then he goes on to say that the marvelous structure of the reality also puts you at an awe if you have that curiosity. Why is that and how is that? And then he goes on to say that it is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little bit of this mystery every day. And then he says that can never lose a holy curiosity. So सबसे पहले he made that thing up कि it is important that one contemplates about the mysteries. And then he goes on to say कि little by little, if every day you're asking questions, and you're getting little bit information in order to answer those questions, so there's nothing but good that can come out of it. और फिर उसने यहाँ पर लिखा कि for all the humans, for all the researcher, for him the curiosity is it constitutes something really really sacred, और उसने उसको कहा कि it really is holy. और अगर देखा जाए तो other philosophers and scientists of the time जो कि Einstein से पहले भी था, तो they also talked about questioning. So René Descartes, he was a French philosopher and a scientist, and he went on to say about curiosity and questioning and contemplating, so much so कि उसने अपनी existence को show किया कि मैं exist ही इस वजह से करता हूँ because I ask question, because I contemplate. और उसकी ये बहुत famous saying है कि I think therefore I am. मैं exist ही तभी करता हूँ because मैं सोचता हूँ. And if you look at it, this is what makes humankind different from the other kind जो कि on this planet Earth exist करती है. And we can see that even the holy scriptures, in the Quran, also tells you to go and contemplate. So here, one of the verses, uski English translation है कि we did not create the heaven and the earth and everything between them in vain. कि जो भी इस दुनिया में आसमान और ज़मीन के दरमियान में है वो without any reason नहीं हुआ हुआ. So that means even the Quran is prompting you to think about it, to contemplate, or think कैसे करना है. You observe a phenomena and start thinking about it. And pretty much I think so, Einstein took his curiosity thing from here. You have to think about the phenomena that are occurring around you. Or the whole surah is something like the whole ayah is something like that. We did not create the heaven and the earth and everything between them in vain. That is the assumption of those who disbelieve. So woe to those who disbelieve because of the fire. So see, I'm not the authority on explaining the ayah, but the way I see it, the Quran puts too much importance on being curious, on asking questions, and when you ask questions, of course, the getting answer to those questions, it's all about research. And one of the Orientalists, Franz Rosenthal, was a Jewish Orientalist. जिसने काफ़ी किताबें लिखी हैं, and in one of his book, उसने actually बताया कि previously, not the modern Islamic civilization, but जो कि पहले से थी, अभी भी है, but the practices in there, and he actually studied Muslim civilization, and this is what he has to say: कि no civilization in human history, उससे पहले जो भी Mayans आए, Egyptians आए, whatever civilization that exists in the human history, उसमें से no civilization had its central theme and purpose, or वो central theme and purpose क्या है? The acquisition, preservation, transmission and development of knowledge than the Islamic civilization. तो Islamic civilization revolve ही इसके around करती थी. That is, acquire करे knowledge को, preserve करे knowledge को, transmit that knowledge and develop new knowledge. So of all the civilization that ever existed in the human history, किसी civilization की central theme नहीं थी except the Islamic civilization. So see this of how much sacred that is. A human should be researching, should be asking questions, should be pondering over the phenomena that are occurring around it. कि पूरी की पूरी civilization की वो central theme बनी. And Islamic civilization, it had to offer a lot to the other civilization जो कि अभी modern civilization है, और वो offering वही है, the knowledge, the आज के लिए जो civilization है, which is ये जो गोरों की है, the Western civilization, उसकी roots ही Islamic civilizations हैं. In a sense कि the Western civilization exists because they borrowed that knowledge, and they borrowed this thing of curiosity and asking questions and trying to understand those questions and trying to understand this phenomena. वो उन्होंने ली ही Islamic civilizations से. So this is why asking questions is important, and that will constitute why a research student should be knowing about the research methodologies or research methods, क्योंकि जो questions उसके दिमाग में arise होंगे, उनको answer करने के लिए should be knowing about research methods so that he can fulfill the objectives or answer those